What's up guys, this is KDCloudy and welcome to the full review of the Mi Box 4K. And in this video I'll be going over the some of the questions you might guys have, some unlikely use cases, the things you can do or cannot do with this device, and also share my qualitative assessment after using this device and watching a bunch of content for 2+ weeks. Okay, first things first, I am not using this with a 4K TV. I'm using this with an LG 1080p TV from 2011. So yeah, I won't be judging stuff like 4K and HDR performance. So if you're into that stuff, this probably is not the video for you. But yeah, let's just jump into the experience itself. And judging the experience of the Mi Box TV 4K is basically judging Android TV, because this is 90% Android TV stock. It does not have any redundant bloatware or stock Mi apps. There's no patch wall built in, so could be a deal breaker for you. That's a nice feature. But yeah, this is just clean stock Android 9.0 Pie. It's smooth, it's excellent. It's got a good amount of apps in the Play Store, and the best part is that it works pretty seamlessly with your Android phone, and I'll get to that in a bit. As far as app support is concerned for streaming services, it has Netflix and Prime Video built in, so yeah, Netflix works unlike some other Chinese TV products. And you can also install other OTT apps like Disney+, Hotstar, ZTV. All of those things are available in the Google Play Store. And the remote also comes with the Netflix and Prime Video buttons, and I'll get to the remote again in a bit. But as far as the core functionality goes, which is streaming video from apps like Netflix and Prime Video or Hotstar, that stuff is pretty seamless. Not a whole lot to comment about it. Video buffers pretty fast. It plays into 1080p HD pretty quickly, and the apps themselves are pretty smooth too. Prime Video could take some work though, like all Amazon apps are pretty janky, but it's fine, you can work with it. But yeah, the thing which impressed me the most was video buffering. The Mi Box 4K buffers video really fast. Like, there could be some Wi-Fi ranging issues if you have your Wi-Fi router on one room and the TV and the Mi Box is on the living room. There could be some range problems, but I use a Wi-Fi extender, and from that the Mi Box catches Wi-Fi signals pretty efficiently and buffers video really quickly, something which my old Google Chromecast really struggled to do. But yeah, Mi Box definitely solved that problem, and I'm really happy and pretty satisfied with the video content streaming part. So yeah, although I just watched a whole bunch of episodes from The Office on Amazon Prime, the rest of the apps were pretty seamless too. Apps like Z5, Sony Live, Disney+, Hotstar, all of those things are available on the Play Store. The packaging also says that Mi Box supports Chromecast Ultra built in, which, if you don't know, means that you can, if you're on the same Wi-Fi network as your Mi Box, from your phone or your laptop, you can press the cast button and your TV will automatically pull data from the internet and play that content for you. And casting is pretty convenient. Like, you don't need to install an app just to play content from that. For example, suppose you have an Apple Music subscription, you want to listen to music to on your TV, the good speakers, but the thing is that Android TV does not have an Apple Music app optimized, that's just Apple. So, but the Android app for your phone has Google Cast support built in, so you can just open Apple Music on your phone, cast it, select your TV, and boom, you have Apple Music streaming all of your songs on TV and your good speaker setup. So that's pretty cool. You can also screen mirror from your phone or your laptop, which works with the lag. I wouldn't recommend you to play games with it. There is a lag. It works as like a PowerPoint presentation thing at best. But yeah, I personally used to use Google Cast and Chromecast myself a lot because I had a Chromecast itself back then, but now most of the apps I need are actually built into the Mi Box itself. I just don't find myself using Cast anymore. Also, this says Chromecast Ultra built in, which means that Google Cast supports 4K content if you have a 4K TV. That's just a small little detail. Okay, now let's get to gaming performance. Now, disclaimer, the Mi Box is not a gaming console, and I am not a gamer, so take this bit with a little grain of salt. But yeah, I tried out a couple of games from the Google Play Store, whatever was available. I tried Crossy Roads and Asphalt 8, since those were the only two titles which I knew of. But anyway, Google Play Store says that you need a gamepad or a controller hooked up to the Mi Box through the USB port or Bluetooth. But since I don't have a controller, I hooked up my keyboard and mouse, which works just fine. Crossy Roads is, not a very intensive graphics game, but that just worked fine using the arrow keys on my keyboard, and surprisingly it also worked with the arrow keys and navigation keys of the Mi remote itself, which is pretty good. Like, you can play games with the remote, I guess. Asphalt 8 was pretty interesting. Firstly, Asphalt 8 just did not detect my keyboard at all, so I was awkwardly playing with the remote's navigation button, which was really a bad experience. I would not recommend it, but despite all of that awkwardness, I was able to play it. And as far as the graphics go, well, it was okay, I guess. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about gaming. It was decent. I mean, it was decent. It's totally playable. It was pretty smooth, actually. There were no drop frames. It's just the rendering of the elements in the game itself. That was pretty, I don't know what I was expecting, actually. But yeah, it's definitely playable. There were no lag frames or choppiness or anything. It's just that graphic, like, you should not expect a PS4 or a Xbox One experience because the Mi Box is not a gaming console. So yeah, decent gameplay, not the best, and definitely not a console, but yeah, for occasional gaming you can definitely use the Mi Box. Okay, let's get back to the actual Mi Box itself. Behind you get an HDMI port for connecting to the TV, and a 3.5mm headphone jack, which also doubles as a Toslink mini output. The power in, of course, and also a USB port. You can, like I said, connect gamepads or controllers or even keyboard and mouse, which was good. And having a USB port for plugging in hard drives and playing back your downloaded offline local media content, it's pretty important for Indian consumers. And if you want to actually play back content without a hitch, I recommend you that you install VLC. So I installed VLC and I tested it out. I took my hard drive, which was NTFS formatted, put a couple of movies in it, and fired it up. And the movies which I had were 1917 in 4K HDR, Spider-Man Far From Home also in 4K HDR, and Spectre, the James Bond movie, in 1080p HDR, and all of them worked just fine. These all were HEVC MKV files, 10-bit HDR, 4K, high resolution, high bitrate, and the Mi Box is just crushed through it. There was no lag, nothing at all, and also HDR content played back just fine. And if you're wondering how the hell did I just play 4K HDR content on a very old 1080p TV, well, the Mi Box can actually process and decode 4K video, and VLC and Mi Box together kind of just downscaled it. And also, thanks to VLC, the HDR values were tone mapped for the SDR display. So yeah, the Mi Box 4K definitely can play back and decode 4K files and even downscale them for a 1080p television. And thanks to VLC, we got tone mapped HDR SDR content. Otherwise, if you don't use VLC, you will get a bunch of grayish mess. So I highly recommend you use VLC. Also, if you have a very like a large collection of movies, I recommend you to check out something called Plex. I use my laptop as a Plex server, so it wirelessly serves content from my hard drive from my laptop to the TV, the Mi Box, which is in the other side of the room. Wirelessly, it does not use the internet, just locally, it just distributes it, and it's awesome. It also organizes and beautifies all of your library. It's very nice. You should definitely check it out if you are a movie enthusiast. But yeah, that wasn't related to the Mi Box. Let's get back to the main stuff. Also, yes, you can use your 4G mobile hotspot as a Wi-Fi connection for your Mi Box 4K and stream videos. No problem in that. The Mi Box also has a built-in data saver mode, which is great if you have a capped connection or if you're using your hotspot data. It basically kind of makes it suitable for, you know, carrying it around and using it in other people's TVs and in hotel rooms and watching your own content, which is, you know, pretty good. Alright, now let's go back to the Android TV experience and find out how Android TV and Google Home, Google Assistant, all of these things tie together in the Google Home ecosystem. Well, firstly, yes, it has the Assistant built in. You even get the Assistant button on the remote itself, and you can call the Google Assistant and do all sorts of Google Assistant things with it, like asking it the weather, rolling a dice, or whatever. You can even find your phone, ring your phone using Android Device Manager, and it can also find you content whenever you ask it to search something. The only thing is that it does not do a Google search because Android TV does not have a browser built in, it does not have Chrome or anything, so all of the search results are basically like a consolidation of search results from Google Play Movies and Netflix and all that. So it's basically just content and content. Also, you can use Google Assistant on your phone or on your Google Home and ask it to play stuff on your TV like on Netflix, but the catch here is that you cannot ask it to play content from any app. Like, you need to link services in the Google Assistant settings and it will only support those services, so basically leaves out Netflix and Spotify. So if I ask it to play The Office on Prime Video, it will straight up refuse to do that, and same goes for Hotstar and other streaming apps, and it kind of sucks actually. It's not really Google's fault. Other apps should build in Google Assistant support into their apps. Maybe it'll come out soon. So yeah, that's about it for the experience. The remote control is pretty nice. It's plastic, and I said in my first impressions video, the clicking and the tactile feel is really good. You can also download the Android TV remote control app on your phone and control it like that if you don't like playing with remotes. Overall, the Mi Box 4K is mostly ideal for people with a 1080p TV, a dumb TV, and this makes it a smart TV for cheap. Like, TVs last for a long time. You buy it and they will last for like 5-6 years, even more. Mine is like 10 years old. So yeah, it's great for TVs like that. If you have a good panel but the software is lacking, this is a great way to upgrade the software. And even if you own a 4K TV from someone like Samsung or LG especially, these guys don't offer Android TV. They have WebOS and Tizen OS. Not the best software experience, but yeah, if you want an Android TV experience on your 4K TV, this is a great option. But yeah, that's where it stops. After that, if you have a higher end TV like that, like a 2 lakh, 3 lakh OLED TV, those things have Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos support, DTS:X, HDR10 Plus. All of those things the Mi Box 4K does not support, sadly. As far as alternatives, you have the Fire TV Stick 4K, which has all of those stuff which I mentioned. I covered this in my impressions video, but yeah, it also has a Ethernet port, Ethernet adapter, and also the Apple TV 4K has, you know, all those things, also AirPlay support, and it's part of its own ecosystem. So yeah, I mean, the Mi Box 4K is a great starter's device, but it only works till a certain point. Basically, what Xiaomi is trying to do is that they're taking the Nvidia Shield TV box, taking its best parts, the essentials, and putting it and selling it for $60, which is great. The price tag and the fact that it's inexpensive is a great factor, and it's unique selling point. However, even for the minority, instead of making a cheaper alternative, why not just make a fully featured expensive alternative? I mean, just for the minority, have it, get the certifications from Dolby, get Dolby Atmos, Vision, HDR10 Plus, have a beefier GPU, make it cost a little extra. I mean, $100 in China and maybe, you know, 6,000 to 7,000 rupees in India. It would have good graphics support. It would be suitable for playing games, and I don't think anybody would say no to a gaming console under 10,000 rupees. So yeah, if you look at that could be like the perfect Android TV box. Also, if you add Dolby True HD pass-through, that would be perfect. But currently with the Mi Box we have, it's not perfect, it's not the best box, but it's $34.99, and I would love to Netflix and chill with that price. That was a terrible line. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.